Good morning, it's James. I do hope and pray this message finds you and your loved ones peaceful, thriving, and well. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for your time and thank you for your energy. So it's been very interesting these last few days. I've had over a dozen people private message me and say, hey, can you share a little bit about your morning routine? Something that isn't about exercise, not necessarily about meditation, but something that helps you give yourself a checkup from the neck up. So when you head out in the day, you're living and thinking and moving and grooving under the influence of an opportunity to shift the narrative inside of all of us when we wake up in the morning. And I say shift the narrative because so often in life, we are waking up under the influence of a higher level of cortisol, which is a stress hormone. And it's natural to have higher levels, but for many of us, it's much more elevated than it's helpfully wanting to be. And because of that, it can knock down our serotonin, it can knock down our dopamine, it can knock down our possibility and our vision for how we'd like to create a life and a day that we love. So yes, I'm going to share with you a little bit more intimate details about what I do first thing in the morning. And yes, I do my meditation, I do my prayer, I do my affirmations. And I also do this, and this, you're going to see this is very well used. It actually sits next to my toothbrush on the mirror, and I look at it every single morning. And I've had notes next to my mirror for years, decades. And I change them every now and then. But this one note to myself has been around for a long, long time. I think it's because, well, how are you feeling, right? If you could just remember who it is that you want to be, the truth of who you are, your essence, and have a relationship with your truth, your highest evolution of self, the most loving, compassionate, awakened self, aware self, wouldn't that just change so much of your life, potentially change everything? If you would ask yourself, what does that relationship look like? Well, I've had those same questions, and this is what I wrote to myself years ago. James, one of the most courageous acts of love you will ever commit is to end relationships with versions of yourself that you no longer find kind, authentic, inspiring, and beautiful. Just take that in. One of the most courageous things that you will do for yourself is to commit to end relationships with versions of yourself that you no longer find kind, authentic, inspiring, and no longer find beautiful. I read that to myself in the morning as I'm brushing my teeth. When I finish brushing my teeth, I read it out loud. And I'm good at it some days. And other days, it's just something that gives me contrast to where I am and where I would more love to be. And I think that's the goal for me each and every morning. To see this day in front of me as not a good God morning, but a good morning God. And give myself an opportunity to imprint upon my heart, my soul, my mission, my vision, to absolutely lean into relationships that are loving and kind. Be on the lookout for ones that are beautiful. So when ones that are no longer serving authenticity, inspiration, beauty, and kindness, I'm quick to notice them, be aware of them, and hopefully have the courage to end them, or at least leave them. And hopefully, eventually, if it's only temporary that I find myself leaving them and they come back in, eventually I have the courage and the love of myself to finally leave them once and for all. So yes, this is the note to myself, wonderfully weathered because I'm good at it some days and other days I'm not so good at it. But I find this note to be one of the most powerful things that reminds me of who I would love to be, who I can be, who I am. With that, I wish you much love, beautiful mornings, inspired and inspirational opportunities to give yourself permission to create a life you dearly love. I love you. Much love and all blessings. Bye for now.